Understand the environmental monitoring program and the link of environmental monitoring program with sanitation control and hygienic zoning. We cannot develop an appropriate environmental monitoring program unless we do not understand what is sanitation and what is hygienic zoning. I am Shahriar Ahmed and I am quality and food safety expert. You cannot ensure production and processing and manufacturing of safe food, ensure food safety, until unless we do not have a proper environmental conditions and our environment is not free of hazards. Hazards means spoilage, pathogenic or indicating microorganisms. Therefore, environmental monitoring program is a part of almost every food safety standard and almost a part of every regulation. For example, BRCGS Global Standard for Food Safety Issue 9 talks about environmental monitoring in 4.11.8. FSSC version 6 22,000 talks about environmental monitoring in 2.5.7. Similarly, IFS Food version 8 talks about environmental monitoring in clause number 5.6.1. Similarly, there is a regulation, FDA regulation, which is FISMA Rule 1, Preventive Control for Human Food course. It talks about in Title 21 CFR 117.135. Okay, let's get the quick answers for 2 points, 2 questions. What are the bases? Means what points needs to be considered for an appropriate environmental monitoring program. And number 2, what must be included in EMP, which is environmental monitoring program. So let's discuss the first part. That is, what are the bases? What are the grounds on the basis of we can make an appropriate environmental monitoring program? EMP, environmental monitoring program, is no environmental monitoring program. EMP is no EMP. It is not justified. It is not validated. If what products are manufactured, what ingredients are being used, what are the intended purpose, intended use of the product, what is the historical data with respect to environmental contamination, and most importantly, sanitation control, current sanitation control of the industry, of the site, and hygienic zoning of the site. So it means the most important thing in developing environmental monitoring program is to see and to check your current sanitation practices and hygienic zoning. It means that sanitation control and hygienic zoning are the prerequisites of environmental monitoring program. Sanitation control and hygienic zoning are the control measures, which means to reduce, to prevent or to eliminate hazards from the environment, whereas environmental monitoring program is the verification process. So just in few seconds, understand the definition of sanitation, zoning and EMP, environmental monitoring program, to fully understand the concept and linkage of these 3 things: EMP, zoning and sanitation. So what is sanitation? Sanitation is a process of cleaning and sanitizing and establishes the basic hygiene practices. Zoning is a process of dividing the site, manufacturing site, into different areas based on risk to avoid food contamination risk. And whereas environmental monitoring program is a process to assess the effectively the site is constructed, effectiveness of how the site is constructed, maintained and cleaned to prevent microbial contamination. So in simple words, environmental monitoring program is the process to verify 2 things. Number 1, the effectiveness of sanitation control, and number 2, the effectiveness of hygienic zoning. Different standards and regulations divides different zones into, for example, in preventive control for human food, divides zones into non-manufacturing areas, basic GMP area, transition area and pathogenic area, primary pathogenic area. BRCGS divides zones into high risk, high care, ambient high care, low risk, non-food area and enclosed product area. FSSC divides zones into zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 and zone 4, and this is all mentioned in their guidelines, in BRCGS guideline as well as FSSC guideline. Last point, EMP should be a biased sampling program that tries to find out the problems, the hazards, and ultimately take proper corrections and corrective action. The goal is to determine whether any pathogens or spoilage bacteria are present in the environment or not. And then on the basis of that program, that results, we need to take actions and corrective actions. Point number 2, what must be included in environmental monitoring program? So there are different things like sampling procedure, frequency, test methods, target organisms, trend analysis, corrections and corrective actions, review process of the environmental monitoring program. So all these things are needed to be defined in your EMP procedure or program. This is all for now. We will discuss these points in detail in some other video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.